Hey y'all. That's so natural for me, but it feels so funny saying it on camera. Anyway, I wanted to make a quick video about especially Americans because again, that's where I'm from. I want to give you some information. If you're thinking about moving to another country, if you're thinking about moving to Panama, let you in on a few secrets. If I was talking to a friend of mine and she said, well, there's no way I can sit and not run air, not have my air conditioner on. And coming from someone who's lived in other countries and of my age, and I'm experiencing menopause, um, trust me, I get hot. I have hot flashes. So from my experience in Panama, I don't need the air on all day. I do not need the air conditioner on all day. We turn it on in the mornings because we get direct sunlight and sometimes about 3 o'clock, not every day, but it's not running all day. There's just no need for it. It's not hot. Now I sleep with it on all night because I'm hot. Um, Another thing, someone in one of my videos, I mentioned our uh, gas is off. We were having some gas issues, and it's not just the inspection they do here in Panama every 3 years. There was an issue with the gas, so they turned it off, and I knew as soon as they said um, we're gonna have to turn it off from this building, it was gonna be weeks. That's just Panama. But I'm not going to upset myself over something I can't change. I'm not going to get upset because there is nothing I can do about that. I have grown accustomed to cold showers. We lived in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that's just, you know, and it's not ice cold because the pipes are exposed. So sometimes the water would be so hot and it's from the sun. But we grew accustomed to cold showers. Um, Now, one thing I can't do in the cold shower is wash my hair. I cannot wash my hair and shower at the same time. That's just too much for me. So I have to wash my hair separately when the water is cold. So that's just something you get accustomed to. And that's something to think about before you leave America. Also, um, someone said, well, what do you do about boiling water? Well, we have a rice cooker, an instant pot, and an air fryer. And we don't fry a lot of foods anyway. Sometimes best friend will fry fish, but for the most part, everything is in the air fryer. Another thing, someone mentioned, which I get it. I'm a germaphobe, and I had to let that go. Um, One of the subscribers said, mentioned the lady serving food didn't have gloves on, and another employee was on their phone. They just don't have American standards. I'm sorry to say, if that's something that's going to be a problem that you may want to reconsider. If it's that big of a problem. Now, she said she's going to have to get used to that. And yes, girl, I did too. Um, but the standards are completely different. We were in a restaurant the other day. No, we were not in a restaurant. We were at a food truck, and the lady wiped her nose. Blech, blech. and continued to serve the food. Well, needless to say, we walked away from that. So some things you just have to let go of. Not that, but some things you just have to let it go. I will continue this. We are going to step out right now, but I'm going to come back and add more to that because these are things you need to know before you leave America. If they bother you that much, then don't leave. See you in a minute. And another thing I wanted to touch on, when you shop here in Panama, you're not shopping on an honor system like they do in America. So when you buy something here, like I bought some shelves earlier today. They opened the box. They counted every piece that should have been in there. There should have been 4 shelves. They counted 4 shelves. The screws, whatever is supposed to be in that box, they counted. And once you pay for everything, they bag it up. They staple it. They staple your receipt to the bag. So once you get to the exit, it's checked again. And before you go into the store, most stores want you to check your bag. You're not just walking in the store after you've been in other stores. Most places, you have to check your bags. So these are things I just wanted to point out, um, so you won't be surprised once you get here. And it was the same thing in St. Vincent. You had to check your bag. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. And of course, I'll do my best to answer. See you in a few days. Bye.